Happy 10th anniversary, temporary traffic lights. Hello, I'm in Witham, a small town in Essex well known for its council estates and a railway crash that happened in 1905. But better than that, this year the town will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of some roadworks that have plagued Witham since their installation. Let's discuss. Around Witham is a bypass known as the A12. There are 2 points of entry for the residents of Witham, a north junction and a south junction. And it's the south junction where we find our reasons for celebration. The southbound slip road crosses over the A12 via a horrible concrete and steel bridge. And in 2015, somebody attempted to remove the bridge. I assume they were equally as disgusted. But their method of removal was flawed because they simply crashed their vehicle into it whilst travelling along the A12. It didn't have the desired effect, but what it did do was severely damage the bridge on which the slip road runs across, and here's where our problems start. Following a few inspections by the authorities, it was decided that whilst the bridge did need some significant repairs, it was probably just about okay to let traffic cross it, but the safest way to allow for this and for them to carry out any repair works was to close off one of the lanes and set up some traffic lights. Some of you might be wondering, if it's a slip road, why do you need to have traffic lights? A valid question, and the reason, other than safety, is because this slip road is a two-way road for most of its length, including when crossing the bridge, so we have to factor in traffic movements in both directions. As for what traffic is coming the other way, not a lot. The occasional farm vehicle and visitor to the one property that's accessed via the slip road. If it wasn't for that one property, we wouldn't need traffic lights at all. However, it's hardly their fault. I imagine it's quite an inconvenience. Inconvenience may be an understatement, because since these lights have been set up, the traffic in Witham has been The problem is that all of the residential areas sit on the south side of the town, and it would make sense that a lot of these residents might want to join the A12 to go about their day. But since the lights have been there, the traffic quickly builds up along the length of the one road that they'd used, the B1389, and it's nearly impossible to make any progress. You could use the northern A12 junction, but many others have already thought of that, and the traffic heading out of town that way is just as bad. 10 years later, and nothing has changed. The temporary traffic lights, estimated to be in place for 6 months, are still here, and nobody seems to know why. There have been many inspections, some requiring the full closure of the A12 to carry out, yet it appears that few repairs have actually been carried out whilst these traffic lights cause mayhem for traffic and everyone else. Now, if you're thinking, I live nowhere near Witham, this doesn't affect me, give a shit, hold on just a minute there, because we need to look at how much these 10-year roadworks have cost. I don't know. No one does. However, a Freedom of Information request recently reveals that in the last 5 years, £475,000 has been spent just on keeping the lights on and the barrier in place. It's probably safe to assume that for the 5 years prior, it cost about the same, and of course there's the various inspection costs as well. I mean, we're looking at what, well over £1 million here, aren't we, to achieve nothing? Maybe that's unfair, over £1 million to achieve very little. One theory as to why things are taking so long is that in the background, plans are being worked on to widen the A12, which would result in the South Witham junction being completely replaced with a huge roundabout junction. We could speculate that it would be in a local council's interest to not repair this bridge, knowing it would soon be replaced by a new junction, even if that meant several years of bullshit for Witham. Another theory is that we're just crap at doing infrastructure, and it always takes too long and it always costs too much, because we've got to do 10 years worth of paperwork before any work can begin. However, maybe there's a plus side to all of this f***wittery. The Witham Bridge traffic lights now feature on TripAdvisor, meaning Witham has its own famous landmark, which is possibly the longest operating set of temporary traffic lights and roadworks in the country, and it's received many positive reviews. If it's bringing happiness to people and possibly visitors to your town, is it such a bad thing? Yeah, it is. We should probably sort it out. It's getting out of hand. Thanks for watching.